Hi Libra, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. My website is www.freshastrology.com should you want to explore getting a personal reading or a life coaching session. We are looking at May 2018, which is a big month because of Uranus and Chiron. And other things as always, but I'm going to highlight Uranus and Chiron. Uranus is thought of as the change bringer planet, and it is moving into Taurus after 7 years of being in Aries, bringing change to Aries people and all things Aries in your chart. If you think back to 2011 and all the changes you've been through, you get a sense of how powerful this change agent is. It's important to understand Uranus is about progress and moving forward, always, always, always. It will never kick you back to 2011 and repeat anything. Some people get scared when they hear that, like, oh, I don't want to go through that again. But it's a totally different place and time, going into a totally different energy. Taurus is very different from Aries. It's a different area of your chart. You're not going back in time, you're progressing, and to progress you have to keep changing. If you look ahead 7 years, you can't know exactly what will happen because Uranus is also the planet of surprise and the unexpected, but you know the change is coming, and you know it's going to be a series of changes, just like you had a series of changes over the past 7 years. Also, we have Chiron, which is a rock in our solar system that astronomers call everything from a small planet to an old comet. And it's newly into Aries as of May, where it will bring fresh healing to certain areas of life, but then go backward to allow you some time to catch up. So both Uranus and Chiron are moving forward in May and then moving backward. Over this next 12 months, they'll go forward and then move backward and then move forward again. This allows us some time to absorb all the stuff that's happening, which is good. Before we dive into where this is on your chart, I'm going to talk about a very Uranus-Taurus thing. Uranus change. Taurus can often represent money and financial situation. So change your money or financial situation. If you want to improve your relationship to money, your bank account, your creditors, your landlord, and your personal sense of okayness and satisfaction with your financial health, our upcoming Sexy Smart Money Magnet tutorial might be exactly what you need to help you identify your blockages around money, your habits around money, and to dissolve those blockages and change your habits so that you can improve your financial situation and your emotional situation around money. For those who sign up, the link will be below. And you sign up early before April 15th, you'll get an early bird discount, but even at the full price, if you see this in May, it's a very well priced. We did that intentionally because our aim is to help people. I will be coaching within this program. I'll have my coaching hat on, not my astrology hat on, to help you clarify your money relationship. We'll do this through a series of exercises. My business partner Mimi will have different teaching units that will be auditory, maybe video, also lots of written material and written worksheets. Mimi's going to help coach you on practical ways to manage your money in a healthier, more effective way. And my business partner Carolyn will guide you through visualizations and meditations to help you gain clarity and to heal. So if you want help with money, this program is for you. We've designed it to take you through the whole journey we've spent years going on, and all three of us are in a very strong financial place today. We have stronger, healthier practices around money, and we've healed our energy around money for the most part. It's a lifelong journey. You can't just reach a plateau and be perfect. So we all practice this stuff all the time. So we're sharing with you what we do daily, or weekly at least, to keep us in a strong financial position and to maybe even improve our financial situations, because we're not done. But we've all come through a lot of hardship to get to where we are with some tried and true methods, and we want to help you if you need that kind of help. So join us in that program. Moving on to your forecast, Libra. So we're looking at, again, at Uranus and Chiron, into this area of where Aries and Taurus hit your chart. And so for you, Aries impacts your relationships. And that can include everything: love, marriage, strong friendships, close friendships, and business relationships, partners, people who employ you. So Uranus has been here. Sorry, I'm like cross-legged and moving, so I'm not cross-legged. Uranus has been in this area of your relationship, shaking it up over the last 7 years. So some of you may have gotten divorced. Some of you may have just had a lot of changes in your relationship and gone on kind of a roller coaster ride. Some of you may have needed a lot of independence, or your partner may have wanted a lot of independence, and you had to deal with that. So lots of just ups and downs and aha moments around relationships over the last 7 years. And now Uranus is going to move out of that area, leaving it calmer than it has been. But as it moves over, that 7th, 8th house cusp, can't say that without a lisp, is a tricky one, especially with a planet like Saturn. It's not Saturn in this case, but like something like Saturn or Pluto or Uranus or Neptune. When they go over the descendant line or this 8th house cusp, it can definitely bring some major changes to relationships. And this can just be a variety of things, but it can show possible engagement, possible marriage, possible divorce. You know, and again, it depends on the situation prior to the planet going over the cusp. So if you've been single, it can bring on some big change that makes you not likely to be single. If you've been married, it can herald a big change in your marriage. Maybe just meaning that you go on a new journey. It doesn't have to mean divorce at all, because not all Libras are going to get divorced in the same time period, but it can make a big difference in your relationship somehow. So, be prepared for change. You've seen it coming because it's already been in your house of relationships. You've seen the potential here for whatever it is, whether you're getting engaged or getting divorced or just going into couples therapy or doing something different. You've seen the potential here for many years and have been dealing with Uranus energy here for a long time. It may be, if it's not your actual relationship changing significantly, then it may be a big financial change where suddenly your partner comes into a lot of money, or your partner loses a lot of money only to regain it because Uranus goes up and down. So if your partner, let's say you're married and your partner, or you're engaged and your partner-to-be or partner loses a lot of money in the stock market overnight, let's just say that happens, not that it will, because Uranus will take 7 years to go through this area, the money's going to go up and down. And in most cases, not all, but most, there's like saved by the bell kind of energy at the end. It's always like quick and surprising. You'll stabilize in 7 years. But maybe your partner's going into a new business, like trying something new, and you've got to kind of trust that it's going to be okay. Be prepared for it to go up and down. You've got to be emotionally prepared for your finances to go up and down. It doesn't do any good not to prepare for that. So I just prepare for the roller coaster ride and to trust life a little bit if this fits your scenario. But let's say you're single. Let's say you're a single Libra and there's just no one on the horizon. What this is likely to do is bring some intense desire to change how you relate to other people. You're going to have maybe intense sexual desire or a desire to really explore intimacy. What does intimacy mean? It's far more than sex. It's really opening yourself up without fear and doubt to someone else on a deep level, sharing all of you, sharing everything you think, sharing stuff you've never shared before, being your full, authentic self with no filter. Really trusting someone else and exploring what that's like. And, of course, that can just be an internal journey that has a lot to do with just your own personal work and desire. If it involves another person, it really is, I use the idea of exploration. If you're still dating and meeting people, you want to quickly discard this. What I don't mean by this is that with a person who's clearly hurtful to you, bad for you, abusive in any way, this is not time to explore further and get deeper into that relationship. No. The minute someone seems unstable or hurtful or Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, whether it could be a woman who's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, the minute you see that, you go, get out. Don't hang around to explore more. Let's find out more about this abusive, neglectful, callous, ungenerous ride. I want to get more of that. No. This is about really changing partners quickly. If you're single and you've gotten some bad surprises, get out. Get out now. And even if you've been in a long-term relationship and your partner is more and more like this, abusive, neglectful, surprising in a very bad way, consider getting out. I don't think, you're not meant to be a martyr. You're not meant to explore further the wonderland that is, abuse or neglect or some other bad relationship pattern. You're meant to, with Uranus, can help you change it up and get out. But if you're dating and trying it and trying to go deeper in relationships and relate to people differently, explore that internally with yourself. Maybe going into counseling or doing a lot of reading, just do some self-exploration, but to understand where you wall yourself off, where you hold yourself back. But also, if you do date, the experimentation is meant to be supportive and positive and educational, but, excuse me, move around again. I sit in the same position doing these, so I have to wiggle and move and kick my feet. So anyway, this is meant to be self-serving. You're on the journey to find a way to feel truly trusting and connected to someone, and that involves finding the right someone. So anyway, that is the journey you're going on. But whatever's occurred in your business world with partners, your friendships, and love, Chiron's coming in on the heels, coming into the same 7th house area that Uranus has been in for 7 years. And it's going to give you 8 years to heal any wounds that have occurred. And this is kind of a great example of how the universe has our back, because Chiron can still point out our wounds and even help us feel them deeply, which doesn't always feel pleasant, but it brings us enormous power to cure and to heal. And to get so healed, to get to such a point of self-healing that we might even be able to help others. So that's a pretty strong promise with Chiron if we take the high road with Chiron. There's always a choice with Chiron to take the low road, like with any planet. The low road of Chiron would be to just be a martyr from here on out. That's it. All this bad stuff happened to me. Clearly, I just have to put up with it, or life's just like this. Some weird way of just hanging on to it, like life is bad and you're just a martyr or bitter about it. That's one way to go. And it's tempting sometimes. Sometimes we get in situations where we can easily start to feel like that. It's understandable, but we're not meant to stay there. We're meant to heal. So anyway, have a good May. There's a lot coming up, and stay tuned. All right, take care.